Hello and namaste, everybody. It's beautiful to see you and happy Tuesday. I'm so happy to be here with you all right now. I've been thinking about how much I just love to tune in to the collective at this time and really, yeah, come into a space of deep connection with the world. So wherever you're listening to right now from, it's great to be here with you. Know that you are such a vital presence, an important presence of this collective awakening that we're all in right now. And yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Asrael, and I'm coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee. My website is www.asrael.love, and you can find me at Facebook at facebook.com/asrael.love. And I'm Priestess of the New Dawn on Instagram. So I think what I wanted to start with today, I always like to sort of pull a card, and I will in a moment, but I wanted just to talk about the importance of our own energetic field and our own experience walking around in the moment to moment in the collective right now. There's so much going on that's out of our control, and especially in the U.S. There was the big election, and everyone, well, I don't really, but most people have huge opinions on it, whatever side we're on and whatever feelings we have, right? There's so much identity with what's going on outside of ourselves. And one of the things that is really brought to my attention is that the biggest change we can make and the biggest effect we can have on this world, on this collective, on grounding in the dream and the energy of what we want to see being born and birth truly comes within the experience of our own radiance and of our own our own way that we walk our path, right? And I often laugh because I'm like, okay, we did not come in this lifetime to be safe. And we did not come into these bodies and these lifetimes just to like sit on the hill and watch the flowers grow. Like, we came in to be part of integral change and to be part of an awakening of the mass collective that we haven't, if ever, seen before. Definitely not in our lifetime. And it's so important for us to remember presence. It's so important for us to remember that our experience is part of the experience of the whole. And so, one of the things that I want to remind everyone of and also invite everyone to do is to really pay attention to what's going on in your inner landscape and what's going on in your inner world, and where's your journey taking you right now. Sometimes our journey is chaotic, right? Sometimes our journey is scary and hard, and we can't find ground even if we try, right? And other times it's like peaceful and blissful and beautiful and amazing. And whatever it is, the one thing that always remains true and constant is our presence, right? Our light and our ability to have choice, to bring awareness to that presence, our ability to have choice to choose to experience and open the flow of the waves at the times of chaos, or to ground in the beauty of the bliss in those times of joy. And one's not better than the other, right? It's more about where can we come into the space of center within it all. And where can we open to the greater light and greater power that's available to us in every experience, in every space? So my invitation to you and to myself is, how can we walk our journey with as much grace as possible? Grace is not emotional bypassing, right? Grace is instead tapping in to what's beyond our story and beyond our mind, what's beyond our nervous system even, right? Where can we open into that bigger field and quality of light? I was working with a client this morning, and when I was working with the client, it was very, very powerful. Lots of angelic energy coming in and healing of some deep wounds from ancient times well before we probably even knew about our human existence in our history books, right? Or perhaps a different paradigm that we were in. And that's the kind of stuff that's happening. That's the kind of things we're working with right now, right? Are things that are beyond our mind, beyond our energy, things coming online from times far past, ancient times, times of the other paradigms, times of the ancient knowledge. And so, how can we allow, and how can we open, and how can we find presence amidst it all? So I'm going to just pull one quick card, and then we'll open into the first caller for today. So this is an herbal card. Love this deck. It's the Maya Toll deck. And just what do we most need to know this week as a collective? What is something that can support the beings that are listening or watching this right now? It's the energy of apple. And the words on this is forbidden fruit. It's got the snake within the deep roots of the apple tree. And for those of you who are watching, you can see it. And to me, what this is talking about is like, again, sort of what I had just shared. It's about like going down deep within what's underneath. What are we being attuned to or awakened to that's been sort of secret and held from us? What is not of the status quo? What is calling us to remember, to awaken, to let go of this current paradigm that we're in and of the boxes, of the stories? And what might grow when we go beneath those stories, when we tap into the old knowledge, the ancient knowledge, allow it to transform, find presence, and then open into that abundance that is waiting for us as a culture, as a community. So go deep this week. See what's lying beneath the surface. Connect with your guides and angels, and let's see what wants to bear fruit. So thank you. So I'm really excited. We've got Joanne from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And Joanne, I'm really excited because like my best friend lives in my best and oldest friend lives in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So it's really exciting for me to connect with someone from there.
How about that?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thank you for taking my call. I'm thrilled. I've been trying to navigate this for quite a while, but I know that you get inundated with calls. So patience is a virtue, and divine timing is perfect timing, right? So
Exactly.
thank you again. What are some questions? My burning questions has to do with my children.
Mm-hmm.
Douglas and Jason, they're both in precarious stages of their life, and I haven't seen Jason or heard from him since last November.
Okay.
Both boys have substance abuse problems, and so I'm in a state of total constant depression over my beautiful children's lives. Jason has two little ones. One is 1.5 years. Her mother doesn't let my son see him, doesn't let me see the children. I have a granddaughter at 3. Haven't seen them, and Jason is not allowed to see them. So I don't know what you see for my sons, for Jason and Douglas.
Yes, I'm really, really honored and happy to be able to share with you. First, I just really want to express my love for them and my love for you, and I just really want to hold you in the light of my heart as well as the divine light. I have a brother who had substance abuse issues, and so I very much understand from my own experience and my parents' experience too, what that's like, and just holding you in so much love, and holding all those, right, that are going through that. It's such a pandemic of this time. And it will be my honor to really check in with them. And so what I'd like to do is I'll just share a little bit with you about the way that I work. I'm just going to slow down. I'll probably close my eyes for a few moments, and I'm just going to tune in. I'm going to check in and just see what messages come through for them, perhaps for you. And I've already have a few glimpses of things, and I'll just share with you as it comes through, okay? And once I do, feel free to ask more questions if you like, okay?
Oh, thank you. God bless you.
Especially to them and related to them, yes. My pleasure. So the first one that I'm feeling into is Jason. And so the first things I want to say to you about both of them, that they are safe. Like, what is the word of safe, right? Especially when they're dealing with these issues and these things. But just that they're both present on this earth, that they're safe. There is that they're safe. So just letting any part of you that's like holding your breath is that in this moment in time that they are okay. Jason does seem to be.
Douglas has been hospitalized for 5 months. He was hit on his bicycle by a car. So at least I know where he is. Can't leave, and so he has to learn to walk.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that is, and sorry, that is Douglas, you said?
That is Douglas, yes. So I'm dealing alone with all of that. There's no outlet for that. So it's not involved, nothing, just me. Yeah.
It's interesting with Douglas because so I'll actually go to him because what I was seeing first I was going to talk about Jason, but I was seeing with Douglas is that there is an activation of some light happening within him. And there is something where there's the potential for him to rise up and rise above. And so when you share about the car accident, this was actually the gift for him, right? Him getting hit, him coming into this place of utter despair and of loss of so much, right? And it has this potential. I wouldn't even say potential. I would say I really see it being for him a gift. It's going to take time, but there is on some level going to be a reclaiming of his power. And I do see it sooner than later. Now, by power, that doesn't mean that he's ever going to have the life that you expected for him or that you had dreamed for him, right? It's going to go along in that sort of convoluted pathway that takes him to exactly where he needs to be. But I do see him coming into greater health and greater balance. I see him rising above a lot of the heaviness and a lot of the darkness. And I see him actually perhaps being able to help people or work with people in some way. And that doesn't mean as a counselor or anything, just sharing his experience, right? And being able to share his experience. There's a sense of finding himself again. Again, this is a journey. It's not like tomorrow this is happening, but he is in the process of it. There's a lot of anger and a lot of pain that he's still dealing with. And this is on the more emotional levels. And so he's got to move his way through that. But I see that he will and that he can. It's just going to take time. And one of the messages for you is to not it's not for you not to, but to not take it on. And of course, as a mother, it is so hard not to take it on. But all you can do is support and love. And when he's lashing out, or when there's the anger, or when you see him going down, it's like, how can you hold space for him without having to like take care of him? And obviously, there's certain ways you have to, right? But this is his journey. So it's almost like, where can you step back, not totally out of the picture, but where can you step back and almost like hold him? And it's so hard again to trust. I really understand that, but to like trust him in his process, doing whatever you can to support without trying to do it for him.
I see him coming back to live at my home.
Yes.
He leaves this place.
Yes, I do see that that he could come and live it at your home again. But if he does, or when he does, it's really important, and he needs to respect your boundaries. He needs to respect your rules, right?
Yep.
Very important. But I feel like there's that space where he can again rise up. And I actually do see there being a good relationship developing for you, and him coming to a place, if he hasn't already, of really being able to I don't want to say like apologize, but apologize in a real way, right? To really see what you are to him, right? And he's not fully like,
wow, again, you're amazing. He has started, yes.
Now with Jason,
you're amazing, yeah. Something I waited for years from him, and I'm finally starting to see it come through. I just wanted to validate that with you. Thank you.
Yeah. Very much. And like I said, when I first looked in, I'm like, oh, he's actually moving towards the light. Like really, a lot has transformed for him already, and there's much more to come. I want to be very clear about that. So I'm actually really glad you told me about the car accident, because it's like, oh, well, that makes so much sense. Now, Jason is still in a heavy place, okay? It's like he's got a blanket over him. He's in a lot of pain. like I said, he's safe. He's okay when we look at it in that space, in that sense. But he's in a lot of pain, and he's like, it's like everything is compressed, everything is hidden, everything is like numb, right? Like he doesn't want to feel. And so that's a lot, again, what we see in these cycles of abuse. And my sense is, and I'm going to tune in a little bit more, one of the things that you can do is just, whatever your spiritual beliefs are, whatever it is either pray. For me, I'm not a big prayer, but it would be just holding him in this golden, nourishing light. What he needs is nourishment. And it's like the nourishment of that unconditional love. And now you as mom with the addiction cycle, it's like, even if he just suddenly showed back up, even with your unconditional love, like it's hard to break that cycle, right? Like, again, it's not anything that you can do and be like, well, I'm just going to love him because he might just take advantage again, right? There might be a sense of things like that. And so it's like, how can you bring in a higher power or work with the energy of light to just send him love and nourishment? And that's one of the greatest gifts that you could do for him right now. And then just know that that's what I'm doing for him right now. Just as I see him, is just surrounding him in this beautiful, beautiful, warm blanket of light. And ultimately, there's nothing that anyone can do other than himself to make this change. My sense is I don't see him like snapping out of it right away, or all of a sudden like shifting like tomorrow or like even next month, like he's just suddenly going to wake up. But it's like, where can we just hold him in that light and ask for help, ask for the help from the spirits, the guides, to show him, or God, like it can be whatever your spiritual awareness is or beliefs are, to really show him the way, to really show him the way. And as I'm saying that, with this power of prayer or just unconditional love, is that, again, I don't see this like in the next month or anything, but there are some people out there that can bring helping hands and that can bring energy to him. I don't know if it's an outreach worker. I don't know if it's going to be someone he meets, but he's got to be ready to see that and to take that step. And so one of the things that you can do is just hold him in that higher love and that higher space, if that makes sense.
It does. It really does. And I've been praying for that every day, because he is such a wonderful human being. He's very sensitive. He's very emotional. Yeah. And I miss him horribly in my life. May I ask, Lauren is the mother of his two children, the 3-year-old and the 1.5-year-old. Do you see him and Lauren and the children reconciling? Because he's grieving the loss of those children.
He is very much grieving. And when you said sensitive, right before you said that, I'm like, he is so sensitive. Like, he's so sensitive, and he's very. Yeah, and this is part of the challenge that's going on for him, because then he's got the guilt and the shame. My sense is, again, I do see at some point in the future, I don't see them reconciling or them getting back together, but I do see him having connection with the children later, when the children are a little bit older. I see before they're adults, right? Like, it's not like when they're 25 or something. But he first has to make the steps first. But as he comes into greater healing, I do think she will be open to that, especially when she sees, the shifts and what has happened. I don't think their relationship is going to come back or anything like that.
They've been together for 20 years. Yeah.
Yes. And I think for her, it's going to be healthier. And for him too, it's going to be healthier not to, right?
But he's an addict also. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's interesting that, because what I see for him is like, if I don't want to say if, I'm going to use the word when he finds the healing, he will actually bring solace for the girls. And I don't know how old they are right now, but I keep getting the age 8, right? So maybe for one of them, when they're the age 8, or when they're getting into that age range, is where some of this shifting in energy is going to be at. And again, just sending him as much love as possible, and that unconditional. And and again, just from my own experience, I really understand the many layers to all of this, and I'm just holding you in so much love.
Yeah, my pain is never ending. It's just 24/7. I'm in pain. So, and may I ask you one last question, because I think I'm taking up a lot of your time.
Yeah,
Is,
it's okay. Yeah.
would I be able to see her mother? Um, doesn't has never let me see the children. I last year in October, Lauren came here with the two children, and welcomed them, and she spent a few days. And since she left, her mom messaged me to meet her places with the kids, and then she doesn't follow through, and she doesn't answer. And I prepare, and I want to pack and play. I would get picnic stuff ready, and then she wouldn't answer, and she's done that several times. So I am thinking of going a different avenue to be able to see the children, and so. But I'm so drained. I'm so very drained.
Yeah. So I'm just going to tune in for a moment, and it's totally fine. Let's see. For me to take this time.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that's the first thing when you actually came on and started mentioning this. I did feel that there was a role for you with the children, and that you should be able to see them in divine order and divine space and divine right. My sense, it's not about going to court or doing anything like that yet. It doesn't mean you won't have to, but there's something about you being in a space of nourishment and you having that strength. So like because that will be a process if you do that. And I sense there will be an easier way. What I keep seeing, and this is not necessarily going to make any sense, but I see like a triangle of light or a pyramid of light, right? And I again, like maybe envisioning you at one quarter of this triangle, this one corner of the triangle, and then the girls at the other corner or one of the other corners. And then like calling up again to this divine power of light or of God or of spirit, and asking them to pave the way so that you can come together to seeing yourself together. So it's something about, again, I think even like you said, creating the room, creating the space for them. If you have that space in your home, like even if they're not there, have that space for them. Put their pictures in there if you have it, and for them to be able to come, right? And then I would just keep standing very firm. I would reach out to the mother or the grandmother and really ask, and again, if she keeps blowing you off and blowing you off. But I think standing firm in it first, continuing to be very clear with it. And then if nothing shifts around that within the next year or something, then it might be time to take those other steps, right? But my sense is
Easter time, I took a plant for the mom, and I actually sent Lauren a birthday basket, and I took a whole lot of like clothing and eyeglasses and different cute summer clothes and things and toys for the children. And I went with Douglas. He wasn't injured at the time, and we went there together and met for them. And she just kept there. She said, "Oh my God, she's beautiful, just like you." As the minute she was born, I said, "Geez, this is Jason's mom. That girl is so pretty. She looks exactly like you." And then she said, "Well, I'm retiring. I'm taking the kids and I'm moving out of state." And I thought, that's devastation is out of me for my son and for me, like not to see my two grandchildren, and they live 3 miles up the street from me, and I don't get to see them.
So they live very close to you right now. I'm going to just tune in, and I just got a note. So I'm going to just stay with you for the next 3 or 4 minutes. We've got time. So let me just.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is my pleasure. I feel like I said, it feels like it's meant to be, right? Like just, and so your last contact with them, when you connected with them last, like has she ever said, no, you can't see them? Or is it more that she just doesn't follow through?
I messaged her after that, and then she just wouldn't respond. And then one day she said we can meet someplace, and then didn't follow through. Then I said to her, "Please send me pictures of the kids with their funny sunglasses on, because sunglasses are two little babies." And I said, we would love to see the pictures. And then she didn't answer. And then she said, "Oh, we could meet in a place like a park. Do you have any idea?" And I gave her the idea. And I said, I went and got a pack and play for him, so he's free to play in the open. And that and I got toys and I got sandwiches, and I asked her what would they like for lunch, and I would pack a lunch and bring it, and then she just never ever answered. And since then, I just sent a message, to just say, thinking of you all. Hope the kids are doing well, and you're looking forward to seeing the kids and nothing.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, and I know the kids are small, very small, but they the joy, and just so you know, there's something about connecting with them that they feel the joy for you too. And so again, I'm sure you do. And even though they don't know you that well, or again, because of their age, they're not going to remember as much, there is this soul and there is this energy that is there and wanting to be there. And so, so I would encourage you, and it's so hard, right, to continue reaching out. But I would encourage you to continue reaching out, reach out again. If you know where their house is, this is where it's getting scary, because you don't want to stop. But it's even to drop off a present for the girls, right? And not even to knock at the door, right? Or to mail the present. That would perhaps be better than actually going there, to mail the present for the girls, right?
Okay.
And to just, you know what, send a package, and don't expect a response, right? It's not about expecting a response. But send the message. If you are able to talk to the mom or the grandma again, to really, again, speak so much, just how much you want to see the girls, you want to be part of their life. My sense is they are not going to move. I want you to know that. I don't sense they're going to move out of the state, even if that's something they were thinking about or doing. I don't sense that as anything happening anytime soon. And yet, it's holding that root, holding that ground, so that you get to see them and experience and to be with them, right? Even if it's sometimes, right? And I think that's important. And again, I don't think it's because of you that they're not contacting you. I think it's got other reasons. I think it's their own stuff. And I just got my 60 seconds message, so I do have to go. But know that it's not you. It's, again, the more of the chaos that's going on within their family.
Sure.
And please, if you feel like reaching out and letting me know how everything's going, I'd love to hear. You can find me at asrael.love. I want to thank everyone.
I'm trying to get...
Yes?
Is that meeting going to be granted to me? It's not legal. It's just a meeting with somebody in my township named Dave.
Oh yeah, I think so. I do think so. I don't think things blocking up too much. So thank you so much, everybody. I must go. I wish you all the most beautiful day, and it was so beautiful to share with you, Joanne. I wish you the best, and sending everyone present love and peace. So much love. Namaste.